Hi guys, I'm Carol. I'm here today to talk to you about my story of how I've been bullied at school. It all started when I was 12 years old. I was attending primary school whilst I was living in Jamaica. I'm from a family of 9 children. I'm the third out of the 9 children, 5 boys and 4 girls. I don't know why I was bullied whilst attending primary school. For me, looking back, I thought it must have been jealousy. This girl who lives in my community, she just take it for fun to bully me on my way to school or back home from school. This carried on for a very long time. It was very daunting for me. I became withdrawn. I went through depression. I was anxious. I was tense. I was nervous, especially when it's time to go to school. For some reason, my parents didn't know what I was going through. I kept it all silent, except for one brother of mine. And that brother was my second brother. And he was like 1 grade higher than me. So we were like, good buddies going and coming from school. But for me, this girl, she always finds some way to attack me, either on my way to school or on my way back home. Because as I said, it's not at all times my brother would be there for me. Sometimes I have to be on my own. And for some reason, my life was just a living hell. I remember many days, when I should go to school, I end up hiding in the toilet. For those of us who born in the Caribbean or in Africa and used to outside toilets, I used to hide in my toilets some days and didn't want to go to school. My mother, she didn't understand why I was hiding, but that was like my sanctuary, a place of comfort for me. Nobody can come in. I find out that whilst I'm there, it was like my safe haven. But unfortunately, I had to go to school, so regardless of what might take place, I had to head off to school. I remember one day, whilst at school, this girl, she decided to give me a good walloping. I think school had dismissed that day, but my brother was just in time to catch her molesting me. And he ran onto that heap of gravel. And he heaped up some in his hand, and I tell you, he flung it at her and chased her away. That day she realized that, you know what? I had someone looking out for me. I just want to say that I do believe that girl had some jealousy. She did felt jealousy towards me because I couldn't understand why she just decided to take set on me and torment me. I do think because I was a little bit and petite, and she was bigger in body, stocky built. So I do believe she was jealous, because many friends used to say, oh, I'm a pretty girl, I have long hair, I'm very neat. And some people, it's sad, but they don't accept themselves for who they are. And they look at others and they just believe that, you know what, I'm going to make that person's life a living hell because I wish I was like that person. To be honest, a lot of people, bullying come in so many different ways. Adults, whilst in workplace, may encounter organization bullying. Schools, colleges, university, in the workplace, in your community, bullying can take place anywhere, an individual might be. So it's not necessarily that the person has to be on a school compound. It's sad that, if it's not physical, it can become mental, emotional, or psychological. And another way that people try to bully people is like by cyberbullying. They go online on the internet and they choose to throw words at people, discriminate against them in so many different ways that can undermine them, belittle them, and drive fear within them. Bullying for some people end up in a tragic circumstances. There are so many people who have lost their lives from being bullied. Some people end up taking their lives, so bullying ought to be taken seriously. And for those who are pursuing people trying to make their life a living hell, they need to rethink what they're doing. I remember when I was about 15 years old, I started to develop psychological issues. This is when I started to feel scared, anxious, nervous, tense. I didn't know what was happening to me. And looking back now, I do believe this occurred from the bullying that had taken place. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell today, bullying is dangerous, it is serious, it destroys life. There is no need for people to try to make others' life a living hell. If you are not comfortable with yourself, might as well find somebody to talk to about it, other than going about making other people's life a living hell. So I would just encourage anyone who have experienced bullying, look at me today. I decided to rise above the bad things that happened to me. I put them behind and I'm pressing forward, and you too can do the same. So the next time someone tries to bully you, look them in the eye and say to them, you ain't gonna get the better of me, because the bully's just trying to undermine you, belittle you, drive fear within you, and to prevent you from achieving your goal. They might see something in you that they want to take away from you. Might be it's your confidence. They're trying to strip you of your God-given talent. So my encouragement, fight, rise up, be strong and courageous. Thank you very much for listening.